An infant 800 meters tall staggered down the street. His heavy footsteps were enough to crush dozens of tiny people like ants. Passers-by were terrified by this giant infant, fleeing in panic, fearing the infant might suddenly collapse and crush them. This child was only 3 years old, yet had grown to 10 meters tall overnight. Mary had just returned from a business trip and asked John where Andy was. The next moment, Andy burst through the door. The mother immediately developed a fear of large objects, fainting on the spot. However, Andy didn't understand what was happening. He was curious about everything in the room, playing happily. He not only made a mess of the room, but also destroyed a lot of furniture. His destructive power even surpassed that of the family's Alaskan sled dog. He was more than 10 years older than his brother, and in Andy's eyes, his brother looked like a stuffed toy. He picked up his brother and shook him around. The sounds of collisions inside the house soon caught the neighbors' attention. Everyone thought someone in the house was committing domestic violence. A kind-hearted girl wanted to knock on the door to stop it, but what they saw was a surprising scene. As Andy gradually lost control, Mary and John could only use a soccer net to restrain him. To prevent this little monster from causing more trouble, John decided to go to the lab to retrieve the shrinking device and restore Andy to normal. The couple acted immediately, and before leaving, they thoughtfully prepared some entertainment items for him. Andy began dancing along with the TV. Suddenly, the TV's electrical current connected with Andy, once again providing him with energy. A loud explosion. The house shook violently. His brother heard the noise and ran over, only to find that Andy had broken through the wall and vanished without a trace. When John returned, they measured the hole Andy had created. They roughly estimated that Andy might have grown into a giant dozens of meters tall. If he ran out like this, he might endanger others' lives. Sure enough, Andy ran alone toward a group of children gathered together. He took a big step and jumped over a 2-meter-high wall. A magician was performing a trick to make food grow larger. The next second, a giant infant dozens of meters tall suddenly appeared behind him. The woman thought the child was her own creation and was so scared she fell into the swimming pool. The other children also scattered in fear. Seeing that the children were rejecting him, Andy could only leave dejectedly. Then he sat by the roadside, playing with the toy in his hand. The streetlights and road signs along the road were damaged by him, and the originally clean and tidy road surface was left in a mess by Andy.